Okay, we're going to bring up the Trojan Ponies for you now, as soon as we can. Get some stuff together.
It's a hard act to follow.
Hard act to sing.
We had a few tough acts to follow. If you can keep from rushing the stage, we'd appreciate it. We are the Trojan Ponies. I'm Jody. This is Margaret. This is Jeannie. That's Chris. And are we ready? And we're ready.
You
thus far it's been a lot of fun, but we really enjoy it. So thanks for coming down. Have a little time to kill. Any questions for the band?
No questions, okay.
So this doesn't work. Okay. I tried. I've not chatted this year. We've got time. We were in the studio this week. We had a
Digger! 1, 2, 3, 4.
studio this week and we recorded 4 songs. The next one we're about to do is one we recorded and you'll probably never hear it. So let's do it. Let's do it. Now you'll hear it. Say goodbye. He's got no time for the pleasures in life. He's on the run, running away. Well, they try to protect them, trying to want to destroy him in no loving way. She'd be the woman in his bed till she lay dead and never let go. No, 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 no one can bring him down further than he is. No one can bring him down further than he is. No one can bring him down further than he is. No one can bring him down. He seems to be introspection, waiting for the resurrection. Nailed to the cross. All his dreams go up in smoke till the next hope. Now self-believe, yeah. No one can bring him down further than he is. No one can bring him down further than he is. No one can bring him down further than he is. No one can bring him down. So if you won't tell anybody, I will.
Yeah. See, we have an audience participation.
Okay. Not okay.
Audience
Anyway.
participation.
What?
But yeah.
Oh, yeah. That concludes Trojan Ponies Part 1. Part 2 at 5 o'clock.
And I got tiny white blisters in my throat. From trying to bar hard, just can't eat a bite.
Next up, Francis DiMenno. Then the Wheelers Dealers are coming back. Then Trojan Ponies. Then the Wheelers and Dealers. Here's Francis for you.
T-Mac, let's give him a hand. Oh, that's great. What a touching testimony to the love we all have for Timothy Maxwell. Geez, you know, I won an award this year. It was for Scapegoat of the Year. But I wouldn't accept it, so now they're all mad at me. I don't know why. Hey, you know, last May was National Trauma Awareness Month. But I was too frightened to mention it until now. I wanted to join the Optimist Club, but I knew they wouldn't let me. Maybe it had something to do with the fact that I had death tattooed on my forehead. At the time. You know, my dog used to drink out of the toilet.
All right, Francis, for Christ's sake, that's about enough.
But now he pisses in the sink.
I did my best.
Pat's my adult mentor. He got me hooked on drugs. He made me drop out of school. He forced me to hitchhike to San Francisco, where I spent all my time hanging out at the housing projects, beating up speed freaks. And you know what I used to do? I used to call in fake pizzas to the Black Panthers in Oakland. Boy, I'll tell you, that pizza delivery man did not have a good job on those nights. You know, this whole thing about the war, I think if we can sell this war, then there wouldn't be any internal dissent in this country. And so I'd like to do the Monster Motocross Kuwait 1991 Desert Air Classic Rally ad campaign for you, okay?
Now, from the foreign policymakers who brought you the Monster Truck Rally in Beirut, Motocross Madness comes to Kuwait in the 1991 Desert Classic. See improvised foreign policy run amok on the dunes, a cast of thousands for every branch of the military service. See Mike Dukakis drive in endless circles in his tank. See snakebite meat sausages, giant scorpions, and no beer. Join the Middle East Crusade. It's the Muslim Jihad versus manifest destiny, winner take all. Thrill of the spectacle of peace dividend is a squadron before your very eyes. See trench warfare, the wild weasels, it's wild. Check out the stealth, now you see it, now you don't. Gasp at the big tanks and play the terrain. Shudder at the Apache helicopter. The amazing magno-electric pulse. What happens when push comes to shove? There's going to be a showdown. It's not a dream. It's not a mirage. It's not a mirage air base. It's air power in action. See air power in action. And I know there's no action because in the desert there's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. Our generals say there's no holds barred for this one. It's got everything. The butcher, the baker, the policymaker. Nation state versus superpower. Nightclub goers tackle goat herds. The world's policeman takes on the 5th largest army in the world. So ring out the Cold War. Ring in the new. It's the battle of the new world order. And we're going to fight for our right to drive to the poorhouse.
Trojan Ponies up next.